Welcome to Cup of Joe's, the show that takes you inside the Feldetta Family Fantasy Football League. I'm Joe, and as always, I'm joined by the man who has more classic video game knowledge than any 12-year-old should have, Joey. Joey, how's it going?
It's really unhealthy. I should probably stop. Instead, I'm going to talk about football on the internet. This is week 2. Let's just get straight into it. And our first matchup is against some of the fiercest animals out there. Cows versus kittens!
Cows versus kittens indeed, and the kittens killed it this week. Katie's team put up 141 points. She got huge weeks out of both Melvin Gordon, Stephon Diggs, and Travis Kelce. She's putting up huge points riding that Kansas City offense. She does have Travis Kelce, and she has Kareem Hunt. So as Kansas City goes, Katie goes, and Kansas City is going well. Tommy's a little snake-bitten this year. He is actually 3rd in our league in total points scored, but is 0-2. Puts up 94 points this week. It's another great week from Todd Gurley. But unfortunately just can't match Katie's 141 points. Obviously, that 141 led the league this week. Second week in a row, Tommy plays a team that scores the most points, has a good week, but just not good enough to win.
Yeah. I could talk about the logistics and actually be good at my job, but I'm going to give you a fair analogy of what happened. Katie put a kitten next to the nuke the cows button. That's all we need to know. Anyways, our next matchup is against the Punishers versus the
Raccoon City Stars.
Egotistical.
And I am thrilled to say that in our pick'ems this week, both me and Joey got this one wrong, as my team, the Raccoon City Stars, put it together this week to score 98 points and send the Punishers to 0-2. I evened my record back up at 1-1, mostly due to the big game by Cam Newton. Cam Newton put up 27 points for my team, and that was really enough for me to gain the victory this week. So 1-1, back in it, baby.
Woo! Yeah, just looking up and down, you had a solid week. Nothing really to comment about. I guess insert reference / joke here, and we'll move on. Man, you're flying through these. Next up is week 2's. Gotta look at the teleprompter, Luck beat Brady tonight versus Finkel's Eichhorn, and Hannah wins again. I am crying in my sleep.
The least predictable thing that happened in the Feldetta Family Fantasy Football League: 1, Hannah winning, because she always wins, and 2, Nick didn't set a lineup. Come on, Nick. One weekend, he sets a lineup, he gets a week. This week, of course, he's got Devontae Freeman in his starting lineup. Devontae Freeman is hurt, gets him a big old 0. And had he plugged in, I don't know, anyone from his bench, maybe he could have got the 5 points he needed to go 2-0. But as if Hannah needed charity, Nick decides to start 8 instead of 9 players, and Hannah wins. Again, Hannah got solid performances up and down her lineup. Big week this week from A.J. Green. Drew Brees was solid for her. The one thing I think that may be concerning about Hannah's team is her first-round draft pick, David Johnson. 2 bad weeks in a row. That Cardinals offense has not looked good, and with that, David Johnson hasn't looked good. So I don't know.
Arizona is kind of like Spirit Airlines. You go onto it, you're like, okay, this is going to be great. This is going to be fine. Arizona this year is going to be great. They were great last year. And then you get on the plane, and you realize it's terrible. And then you get overlaid in, like, Toronto. When you were going to Australia.
You know Spirit Airlines sponsors this show, right?
Why have we never mentioned them in any other shows?
Cup of Joe is brought to you by Spirit Airlines. We get you there, and we get you there cheap. Let's go on to our next matchup, Joe.
I'm just kidding. Spirit Airlines is basically perfect. Let's send me some more money.
No.
Anyways, next is my team versus everyone else. And I won.
The Seattle Smash Brothers take on Judy's Rating Men. Judy drops to 0-2. You move up to 2-0. Nice week out of Deshaun Watson. Rebound nicely for you. Solid performances up and down your lineup from the likes of Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara. Not a terrible week for Judy's team. She puts up 85 points, just not enough to win. It's not that not a lot of production from the tight end who she had to fill in with Vance McDonald this week after her Greg Olsen injury. Not a lot of production from the flex position. But other than that, pretty solid up and down the lineup. 85 points some weeks is enough. This week it just wasn't enough to beat you. Joey, you are Craig-free and you are 2-0, brother.
Yep. Last time, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this, but I'll mention it again. Judy's team has not adapted. It has not evolved. 85 would have been great at the beginning of the league. But now it's not. Basically, put it in layman's terms, Super Smash Brothers are half robot, half human cyborg monsters that are also awesome. Well, the Raining Men are just kind of like monkeys. I'm totally not biased, by the way. You can tell, because I'm sponsored by Spirit Airlines.
Our final matchup of the week, Big Brother versus Little Brother. This is one that we both picked wrong. We both picked against Ken, and Ken came out strong. Ken's moved to 2-0.
You flipped them! You fucked them again! This is the second time in a row!
So that's wrong. Ken actually scored the 106.1 points this week. Matthew only scored 22 points. He got a good performance out of Phillip Rivers, but really not much else up and down his lineup. Bad week for him. He only had 66 points. Ken has another big week. He puts up 106 points. Kirk Cousins is playing well for him. He's getting good production out of John Connors. He fills in for Le'Veon Bell. Ken's team's looking good this year. He's 2-0. Actually, the state of Louisiana in our a league is a combined 4-0. So, I don't know. Maybe the mod will be heading back down to the Big Easy.
It could, but, I gotta say, how does a bear not win to a Little League coach? Also, you flip them again one more time, I'm pretty sure the manager's gonna fire me.
First of all, it's not a Little League coach, it's Ed O'Neill. Alright?
Still Little League coach.
Ed O'Neill can wrestle a bear.
He's still Little League coach.
Go.
Also, it's a team of bears. Can you wrestle a team of bears? Let alone survive a team of bears.
I'll be happy if I survive this episode.
Anyways, next is our standings, the boring part. Actually, it's not boring this week because I'm at the top. Wow, not biased.
That is right, Joey. You are tied for first place, but you have the points tiebreaker over the Kevin O'Shea Cowboys. Both of you are tied for first place in the East. The Kansas City Cates and the Matty Bears, both at 1-1, fill in third and fourth place. And Judy's Raining Men at 0-2 moves into the cellar. In the West, which we like to call the division of... Oh, wait a minute. Yes, we still like to call the West the Division of Champions, plus Nick. Hannah's at 2-0. Finkel's Einhorn and the Raccoon City Stars tied for second place, both at 1-1. South Park Cows, a tough luck 0-2, and Team Punisher is also 0-2. So early in the season, a lot can happen, but so far, Joey, you are looking good. You are the shining star of the state of New Jersey.
Yeah.
The only undefeated team left in our state.
Actually. Feels good. I could continue milking this joke, but I feel like if I said it one more time, literally someone would break through the window and start punching me, so I'm not. Anyways, here's our pick'em standings, and those sure are terrible.
I was 3-2 last week. Joey was 2-3. The big difference was he felt picking his team was gooch. I felt picking his team was just a good pick, and that's why I am a winner. And even though you are a winner, you're a loser here. Got a 1-game lead. Revenge from last year. So in our matchup this week, Hannah. That's it? You're just picking Hannah?
Hannah.
You don't want to hear
You saw what happened last year. Week 3. Look it up. She's undefeated. Hannah.
I'm picking Hannah too.
Yeah, let's move on.
So we have the Punishers against the Matty Bears. Punishers are 0-2 on the year. Matty Bears are 1-1, and I like the Matty Bears in this matchup this week. I think Matty's got a pretty good team. I think it's solid up and down. I know he had a bad week last week. I am concerned about the Punishers this year. They're 0-2. I think they're going to go to 0-3. There's just some spots on this team. It's heavily invested in the Giants' offense with Odell Beckham Jr. and Evan Ingram on this team. And if the Giants can't sort out that offensive line problem, I can't see Tom getting production from those Giants skill position players. That in the addition, he has to find a replacement for Joe Mixon this week. I like the Maddington Matty Bears. I think Matty goes to 2-1. Tom drops to 0-2.
I mean, scores on his side, Bears are on his side. I have to agree with you. There's nothing really I can comment on, except the little stutter, the extremely noticeable stutter. That definitely wasn't a cut of an edit, because I didn't know what to say about this matchup. Let's move on. And next up is a title weight match that I will definitely win.
So next we have the Seattle Smash Brothers and the Kevin O'Shea Cowboys. If we had a Sunday night game of the week in the Feldetta Family Fantasy Football League, this would be it. 2-0 versus 2-0 for sole possession of first place. Joey, what do you think, man? I mean, this is huge. I mean, Ken trounced his little brother last week, and now he's aiming at you.
You know, you could go all funny with this. I really could. But I honestly don't think I'm going to win this week. I mean, I'm getting fine enough points, but, I already showed you my analysis to Judy, and, that first week was some pretty lucky point values. I just don't know, man. Actually, I do know. You know what I know? That the Super Smash Brothers will smash the competition. Boom! Oh yeah, smash, destroyed, amazing pun.
So wait, are you picking yourself?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. No self-confidence.
I'm going to go with the Cowboys as well. I think Ken is a man on a mission this year. I think that he is determined to add his name to this trophy. And I think he goes to 3-0 this year.
Dad, look behind you. Alright. Hopefully that doesn't carry to the next up. Okay, it doesn't carry. Next up, we have cows versus a ballerina. I wonder how this will turn out.
So, South Park Cows go against Finkel is Einhorn. I mean, assuming that Nick does set his lineup this week, this is going to be a tough matchup for Tommy. The thing that really concerns me is Aaron Rodgers is listed as questionable. He has concerns on how long he can play on that injured knee. If Tommy has to swap out his starting quarterback, there's some good ones out there on waivers. I don't know. I mean, you know what? Let me tell you a story, Joey.
Yeah. Now, this is a story all about how...
No, absolutely not. If we look here on this trophy, what you're going to notice is the very first name on this trophy in 2011 is Tommy Feldetta. Something else happened in 2011 that many of you may not be aware of. Tommy and I attended a Monday night football game where the New York Giants played the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Philadelphia Eagles were playing their backup quarterback, Vince Young. Tommy, in that championship year, had Brandon Jacobs on his team. At the end of that game, the Giants suffered a crushing loss to Philadelphia, and Brandon Jacobs did not score enough points for Tommy to win his fantasy football matchup, and effectively eliminating him from the playoffs. But one day later, a scoring correction actually gave him the 2 points he needed to win the game and make the playoffs to go on to win his first and only championship. I thought initially nothing of it. I thought scoring corrections happen all the time.
No,
but I'm kind of convinced now Tommy made a deal with the devil that night. In this exchange for those 2 points, he offered the devil his video game skills. But, as we all know, nobody has beaten Tommy in Mario Kart, except me, by proxy. So he obviously has not given up his video game skills. He double-crossed the devil. His team is snake bitten. That's why he's third in the league in the points and has not won. I am taking Finkel Einhorn. Tommy's team, cursed.
His mascot is a cow. How can I not root for them?
Alright, so you take Tommy.
Also, do you want to take Fleur Hat? Because I got a couple of those in the back. Anyways, next up we have the Raining Monkeys versus the Katie's Killer Kittens. Oh, look at that. It's, all the Raining Monkeys fans, and they're burning down the studio. Sweet. Let's continue. This is fine.
So I'm going to go with Katie's team this week. Katie's team played really, really, really well last week.
Insert Hannah joke only with Katie.
Katie's team played really well last week. Judy's team has some holes in it. She is also on a plane to Greece. I don't really think she's that dialed in. My prediction, Kate goes to 2-1 this year, and Judy drops to 0-3, effectively meaning everybody currently out of the country is 0-6 in the league.
Well, let's talk about something that isn't Judy and isn't bad at fantasy football, the Judy Quality Award!
The Judy Quality Award, we forgot to award it in week 1, but here we are in week 2. We're going to award it this week to none other than Joey Faldetta! Joey Faldetta is...
What do I win? A brand new car?
No.
A Pokemon?
No, it's really more just like a prestige. It's like an honor. You won the Judy Quality Award.
So... I won a tiny award in a very small web series?
Pretty much.
Wow! I feel amazing! Sponsored by Spirit. We're going to milk this flight. And this joke.
Joey, you're Craig free. You're 2-0. You're in first place. You, my friend, are Judy Quality.
Wow! Okay, let's stop. And, that's it. So, no. Spoilers! Spoilers, Scream. You're bad at your job. Game over, there's no after credits scene. We're done.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week. Again, I'm sorry, and we'll try better next week. Goodbye, everyone.